John Maynard Keynes was a British socialist. John Maynard Keynes is the author of the attitude that you can spend your way into prosperity. Okay? No. You can't spend your way into prosperity. A married man should tell his wife, we can't spend our way into prosperity. And the American people should tell the government of the United States, you can't spend your way into prosperity. But Keynes is an interesting character. He was a British socialist, as I mentioned. In 1920, he wrote a book called The Economic Consequences of the Peace, the Versailles Treaty that had been put together. And in part of it, he said, Lenin was certainly right. There is no surer way to destroy a country than to debauch the currency. Right? Keynes wrote that. Right? Then he became a man who was very much in favor of doing just what he said would ruin a country. He was brought to our country by Franklin Roosevelt. And during the Great Depression, Franklin Roosevelt relied on Keynes. We can spend our way back into prosperity. Well, we all know that the Great Depression started in 1929, but the depths of it was the middle of the 1930s. Right? If the government had simply stayed out of the way and not allowed all kinds of government intervention that took place in the Hoover administration and then more in the Roosevelt administration, that depression would have ended a lot sooner. And same thing can be said today. The recession that we're in today, it's not going to be helped by government doing this and doing that and so forth. Government, just get out of the way. Get out of the way and let the American people solve these problems, which they can do and have done in the past. There was a depression after World War I. It lasted for 18 months. And it lasted for 18 months because at the time the Federal Reserve wasn't that powerful. And the government of the United States under Harding decided to just get out of the way and let the people solve the problem, and they did in 18 months. And then began what was called the Roaring Twenties, right? Brought on other problems, yes, but John Maynard Keynes should be looked upon as the architect of the stimulus, the architect of the bailout, the architect of a lot of things that I don't think are good and I think are harmful, that will hurt our country down the long run.